Hey, what's up, Street Talks? Eric Kim from the Eric Kim Street Photography blog. So I just want to do a quick video saying why I think Instagram is bad for humanity, photography, creativity, arts, mental health, whatever it may be. So this is the basic notion. As humans, we generally rate our own self-esteem based on comparing ourselves to others. So for example, I've heard the one saying is that like, if you want to be happy in life, just make sure that you make more money than your brother-in-law. Or the basic notion is, it doesn't really matter how rich we are in the, the objective sense. So it doesn't matter if I make $40,000 a year. If I see somebody who makes more money than me, I'm going to feel lesser. So for example, when I graduated college, I was making $40,000 a year, which was amazing because I was just eating cup ramen before that. And then I saw my boss making like 80,000, his boss making like 100,000, their boss making 200,000 and so forth. And as a consequence, your self-esteem is impacted by comparing yourself to others, obviously. And this is the problem with Instagram and social media, is that you see public likes and follower numbers, and of course you're going to compare yourself to others. Let's say you have 1,000 followers, which is a lot, right? But if you see somebody with 10,000 followers, you're like, dude, this guy's not as good as photography as I am. Why does he have more followers than me? Or then, let's say you have 10,000 followers and you see the guy with 100,000, the guy with 1,000,000, 100 million, and so forth. And I think Kanye West actually said the best is that having social media numbers like likes, followers, other things public, it's almost like showing to the whole world how much money you have in your bank account, what your salary is, or, more crudely said, like having a t-shirt with your dick size on it. So the basic notion is social media, Instagram, I think is the worst culprit, is bad for humanity because it subtly changes the way you think. And also I think it's bad for your self-esteem. It don't even matter if you're Justin Bieber, if you're comparing yourself to Kim Kardashian, of course you're gonna have fewer followers and it's gonna affect your self-esteem as a negative consequence. Also, I really think that social media is bad for your just overall anxiety level. So if you're somebody like myself, prone to anxiety and stress, whatever, opening up Instagram is like a freaking hormonal cocktail slot machine. You don't know if it's gonna go up or down. So for example, let's say you upload photos and generally you get like 100 likes on a photo. If tomorrow you get 500 likes on a photo, you're gonna feel the serotonin, the dopamine, all this other feel-good oxytocin chemicals. Whereas let's say you normally get 100 likes on a photo, and then tomorrow you get like 5 likes. Of course you're gonna feel shitty. Of course you're gonna feel the stress hormones like cortisol, norepinephrine, I don't know how to pronounce it, and cortisol and all the other negative ones. And so I know that this personally affected my self-esteem a lot because whenever I'd upload photos to social media, I'd always kind of want to one-up myself, but you're being programmed by an algorithm. Facebook owns Instagram. The newsfeed algorithm is based on how often you post and all these other external factors. And why is Instagram the way it is? Of course you want to make social media addictive because the more time you spend on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, the more likely you're going to scroll through your newsfeed, look through your stories, and just click on more ads. And I don't think that Facebook, Instagram is an evil company. It's just, it's a company. It's a publicly owned company. Their job is to maximize profits. And how to do this? You dish out social media likes, kind of like crack cocaine, right? So I know that I deleted my Instagram in 2017, about like over 2 years ago. And as a consequence, I have more clarity of thought. I'm happier. My mood fluctuates a lot less. And I've been more innovative. I've been more creative. I've been listening more about my inner voice than pleasing other people. And whenever people say that, I use Instagram or Facebook, social media, but it doesn't affect my self-esteem, I always get super suspicious. I don't trust it. Because unless you're some sort of like robot or not a human being, you're going to be influenced by numbers. It's like, let's say you make $1,000 a month, and then the next month you make $2,000 a month. Of course, you're going to feel great. But if the $1,000 a month goes to $500 a month, you're going to feel like shit. Similarly, apparently even during the crisis, the financial crisis, there's a dude who was once worth $1 billion, and then he lost $900 million, right? And he committed suicide. So he still had, a lot of money in the bank, but of course it's all just based on comparisons. And also anchoring. Anchoring is the notion that you anchor yourself to a certain number. So like on average, I get 100 likes a day, and then based on that, that kind of subtly changes your behavior. So what's the negative consequences of social media, Instagram, and so forth? One, it's bad for your self-confidence. Two, it's bad for your self-esteem. It's bad for your mood elevations. It's hard to focus if you're always thinking about Instagram numbers and stuff like that. And also you kind of get subtly programmed to doing things that you might not really want to do, but because you want to do it for the culture, or do it for the gram, like, you know, shooting stupid selfies of you at the beach or drinking mimosas. Like, you might not even like mimosas, but you know that people on Instagram like that kind of thing. Or, you know, you would kind of see this in photography, is that, you know, people Instagramming their watch or the camera or the, you know, car or whatever it may be. And so it also feeds into this consumerist culture, is that, wow, I just bought X, Y, and Z, and that's what makes me unique. And so we tie our self-esteem, our egos, according to consumerist goods. Whereas I think the best way to differentiate yourself is through the art you make, through your personality, and how courageous you are. So long story short, Instagram is bad for humanity. It's bad for your soul. It's bad for your thinking. It's bad for your creativity. Practical suggestions, just delete it. I deleted mine 2.5 years ago, and I've been a trillion times happier since. You know, we are, you know, people, oh, you know, I follow, like, what's more important, your self-esteem, your own happiness, or like some sort of petty things? Like, if you looked at a crack addict, if someone's addicted to crack, cocaine, obviously everyone's gonna be like, it's good to get off of it. And I don't think anyone who's ever, you know, detoxed from heroin or whatever thought that was bad to get off of it. My practical suggestion is start your own, you could, you know, say this in a video, but the best is to own your own platform, making your own website, your own blog. You can sign up for a domain on oneandone.com or bluehost.com, install wordpress.org, and start to share your thoughts and your ideas. Don't put on stats. I haven't looked at my stats for my blog for like 9 years. And as a consequence, you'll say what's really on your mind, have more courage, and build up your self-esteem. So what are your thoughts about Instagram, good or bad for humanity? Feel free to share your thoughts and opinions. And yeah, when in doubt, delete the gram. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Peace out.